We're watching Leno, you bitch!
I'm so sorry.
His soft, gentle humor connects effortlessly with my mainstream sensibilities!
No!
Let's waste this dick.
If you've watched Family Guy, you know Jeff, Brenda Quagmire's boyfriend, the abuser, the guy who hit her, gaslit her, and ultimately got killed for it. Most fans see that episode and cheer when Quagmire murders him. Good riddance, right? But what if I told you that scene wasn't justice? It was just another cold joke in a world full of monsters who never pay. And maybe, just maybe, Jeff was more than the villain we were told to see.
She can't marry that bastard. He's just gonna keep beating her, and then he's gonna beat the kid, too. God, I wish she'd never met Jeffrey Fecalman.
You know, I was thinking, wait, what?
What?
That's his name?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Jeff shows up in Season 10, Episode 10, Screams of Silence, the story of Brenda Q. From the moment he's on screen, he's a walking red flag parade. Condescending, jealous, physically abusive, the show plays none of it for laughs. And that's important, because when Family Guy plays something straight, it's intentional. It means they want you to hate this person. No nuance, no gray area. We see Brenda's bruises, we hear Jeff's cruel jabs, we watch him isolate her from friends. But here's the problem. We never hear his side. Not once. Stewie has monologues explaining why he wants to kill Lois. Quagmire has entire episodes about his trauma. Even Diane Simmons got a backstory before she went full American Psycho. Jeff, nothing. No backstory, no motive, no chance at redemption. He's treated like a cardboard cutout labeled villain. There to be hated and then removed, and sure, maybe that's what he deserved. But when you don't even try to explore the complexity of a character in a show that gives murderers and predators comic relief, that's not justice, that's lazy.
Hookhand's name is Albert, and he's dressed like a janitor.
I've been trying to help you.
Let's get real. Jeff's not the only bad guy in Quahog. He's not even in the top 5. Peter Griffin has physically abused Lois for over 20 years, strangling her, humiliating her, even replacing her with a robot version of herself.
Lois, you in the bathroom?
Stewie, this baby has stabbed Brian, tortured animals, and built actual weapons of mass destruction, all for fun. Quagmire, he's the walking definition of unfit for society. He's held women against their will, committed crimes you can't say on YouTube without getting demonetized, and somehow still gets invited to barbecues, and yet they're all forgiven because they're funny, because they're main characters. Jeff, he gets one episode, one ugly side of himself, and he's executed in the woods like a rabid dog. That's not moral justice. That's Family Guy's double standard at work. Let's break down that scene. Quagmire invites Jeff on a hunting trip, but it's not about hunting, it's about murder. From the start, Quagmire, Peter, and even Joe, the cop, planned to kill Jeff in cold blood. This wasn't about Brenda's safety, it was about ending Jeff permanently. But Jeff isn't dumb. He sees through their little plan and strikes first. Beating the absolute hell out of Quagmire and overpowering the whole group, suddenly their perfect heroic execution turns into a desperate fight for survival. Quagmire manages to get to a car, floors it, and slams straight into Jeff, killing him. On paper, self-defense. In reality, revenge. Because if this was truly about protecting Brenda, Quagmire could have and should have gone to the cop. Joe's literally right there. He could have arrested Jeff, pressed charges, gotten Brenda into safety. But that was never the goal. The initial plan was to kill Jeff no matter what. And once you're set on murder, you're not interested in justice, you're interested in payback. Quagmire was blind with rage, and in the end, he got what he wanted, Jeff dead. And maybe, just maybe, this is what Family Guy wanted us to take away from it, that domestic violence can be solved by eliminating the abuser permanently, which of course is a dangerous oversimplification, because in the real world, a murder is never justice for a crime. That's why laws exist, that's why courts exist, because once you start deciding who deserves to live or die based on your own moral scoreboard, you're no better than the people you're trying to punish. Jeff deserved consequences, no question. But murder in the woods isn't justice, it's narrative convenience. Family Guy didn't want to explore domestic abuse, it didn't want to show Brenda escaping, healing, rebuilding her life, it didn't want to complicate Quagmire's morality, it wanted a clean, cathartic kill, a scapegoat they could toss aside so the so-called heroes could feel righteous. And Jeff, he was perfect for the role, because in the twisted morality of Quahog, abuse is wrong, but murder's fine if it's done by the main cast. And maybe Jeff wasn't the only villain in this story. Maybe he was just the one without a punchline to save him. So next time you hear someone say, Jeff had it coming, ask yourself, did he? Or was he just the only monster Family Guy didn't protect? If you want more deep dives into Family Guy's darkest logic, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Because in Quahog, truth doesn't matter, only the punchline does.